welcome back with a similar thing that was from the major writers of the essayist. And we were discussing in our previous lecture that was the George Orwell, the great writer who has opposed the colonizers at the time of dominance. So this dominance was once again a new initiative for the Burmese days to begin. So they began a kind of freedom movement on that. This movement became a part and parcel for their liberation, for their freedom. So when we talk about George Orwell, he was not only a police officer, he was not only a civilian, he was not only a warrior. Actually, he is a demolishing colonized individuals who stood in front and confront with full zeal and zest, confront the dominance of the policy makers of those time, and particularly the stronger ones like the big cannons from this early or the Desi cannon, for example, indigenous. So moving forward, that was in Burma, and the Burmese people who make his life a very unpredictable, very darker one, very negative over to that. Orwell, the reader always feels what he is leveling with us. He is in direct conversation with us between the rift between master and slave, the rift between poor and rich. Civilized persons can have these terrible tendencies when faced with difficult options, like all the best essayists. Overall moves us towards a complexity. So the next writer we are going to discuss is from America, James Baldwin, and the birth date is 1924 and death is 1987. James Baldwin, who lived most of his adult life as a refugee in Europe. I want to give you examples over here. Pain is experienced. Actually, if you have not experienced pain, you cannot feel the intensity of pain. When we are talking the James Baldwin, he was a direct refugee, and refugee is taken as a culprit, a kind of the deceased warrior from the poor backgrounds, from the weaker regions. They are being grasped, they are being mistreated. Actually, this is by the civil administrative forces. The administrative forces use forces at the end of the battles, so they hijack them, they put them into the multiple hardships, multiple struggling life-oriental tasks. They are not given with fresh food. They are not given with the facilitative or a friendly atmosphere. What they are asked to do is to just live their lives according to their administrative forces. So this is wrong. Being a human, being a refugee, you have hunger, you have emotions, you have mind. So if you are not happy with a kind of shelter, so it is a basic concept that you must be given a facilitate or an affordable or a friendly based shelter over there. More than shelter, one must be provided with a better dress to wear as well. But overall, the scenario is similar. Even it is the European refugees, even it is the Asian refugees, even it is the Afghanis refugees. Refugees are always considered as the other option. The other option means a kind of rejected and dejected people. Why? their country is having a turmoil and they are taking their all families and transferring, means changing their shelter from the honorable land, the birth land, to the new land. When you have changed your region and you are an alien to other nation, so it feels like you have something inferiority. So this is an example. Refugees are always treated as the inferiority complex or an inferior creatures in any countries, and that was the scene with the Europeans as well. Moving forward, the most American essayist of the post-war period, and perhaps nothing makes that case more expressively than his the master work, that was Notes of a Native Son. So this is the indigenous son. When indigenous son starts to write, he highlights, he communicates all the adversities, all the pains, all the sufferings that was going on with the nationals, with the citizens of locals. So Notes also showcases the Baldwin's trademark of honesty and ability to turn himself into a character who comes alive on the page. This is very good technique and inspiring as well on the other behalf. In it, he braids together the Harlem Riot of 1943, his father's death, his own young man's confusions. He manipulates all these different perspectives, but still that was moving between the past, present, and future. So this rift of living a life between the individual's psychology and, on the other hand, the sociological, it's the 20th century's page essays that contains the concentration of a novella. Novella is greater than the short story and shorter than the novel as far as literature is concerned. The other writer which is being to be discussed in over here, that is the John Dedden, and that is once again from an American writer. So 1934, the Dedden, a native Californian, came to an essay writing through the journalism, and her careful reporting skills shine through everything she writes. While many essayists escape from the up-to-date, she is attracted to it. For example, I want to add here 3 examples from her real predictable life. To speak the truth, that is quality and the honesty and the role of a journalist. But on the other hand, let me ask you people, how many journalists, how many people, those who are very good journalists, they speak about truth? Very few, very few. Honestly speaking, believe in me, when you look into the market, your journalism, whose basic foundation was to speak truth, to unfold the realities, but they are doing reciprocally. They are doing totally the opposite thing of that. They are manipulating, they are hiding, and they are being paid more money. They are paid more materialistic advantages in order to get deleted few original facts. They are being asked to hide the truth, and they will be rewarded by multiple options. This is the same connection and background of the journalism. Even it is in America, even it is in British, even it is in abroad, or on the other hand, even you can see locally at Pakistan as well. Pakistan, there are very, very few honest, loyal based journalists, those who are really working for true journalism, Already there are many journalists, but they are going for the fake. They are going for the fabricated. They are going for the misleading informations. So nowadays journalism is a kind of undividable, means we cannot fully trust them. This is the case because they have optioned, they have targeted the wrong path, they have opted it. Let's move forward. She was a kind of that journalist who trying to discuss what was going on in the day-to-day markets and conferences, the drawing fascinating connections amongst the various cultural phenomena of the celebrations, from the rock songs to the California weathers to the Manson's family murders. So this is the daily reporting. Every time it is the different reporting. Every time it is the new scene. Every time it is the family scene, it is the criminal scene, it is the political one. So these things adds emotional, and her cool, incisive, keen prose style as the Ernest Hemingway was a major influences from the particularly in her presentation of self, generally a kind of little girl that sitting in the corner with a timid, fearful, inarticulate, and very fearful, very less articulated, especially the likeables. So overall, when mentioning like Baldwin and Dighton's, demonstrates an overall impact of invaluable master-based skill of the personal essays, the ability to highlight them, to raise them up to the fashion, up to the fascinating characters. We have the Vivian Grodnick American, the last one to be discussed in this war. Lopez takes the Bronx and Gornick as a stalwart kind of the feminist movement as well, as is the quintessential urban writer, drawing the material content from her personal essays to the private and the confidential portion that leads towards and works for the street of the New York City. So she is an American version. She is an American dream. She is an American voice of what the French call them, the flaneurs, or her in case it is the flaneurs, someone who's constantly on the street. They are more practical, they are more rigid, they are well conserved, they are well built, they are good observers, they are having the amusing encounters with the strangers, so met again and again with people, herself as an odd people as well. Odd Women, her last book is being the title, The Odd Woman, Which Woman and the City. So this is the direct conversation of the writers who is lonely but stubborn and have some a kind of friends. They have become a surrogate family. Now she builds her essays out of those fragments. She picks up something, one career that ponders and wonders about the cities, its territory that she is perfected and owns it. The Richard Rodgers is Americans as well. That is the last means raised by the Mexican immigrants and parented family that was being the California, and that's why Richard Gradris has also particulated and participated in this factual reporting of the separation, documents of their world and being celebrated when his book of hunger. So this overall memory of the hunger. So I want to close today's the end. So overall we have summarized major parts and the famous writers, and particularly the journalist ones from our core syllabus. So please allow me to leave today's session. Best wishes. God bless you. Allah Hafiz.